Hey, welcome to our live. First one in over a year. Hopefully the internet plays nice with us today. This, sorry, sound problem. Anyway, this live is actually a follow-up to a recent video that we did. And once it was put up, we decided... Well, we got a lot of responses about questions about doing it and people not being able to follow the patterning in the repeats. So what I thought I'd do today is I would go through the pattern again, but this time I'll put down the bottom of the screen a picture of the video that this is from. Hopefully that'll be on the screen pretty soon. And it will carry on from where that finished. So it's, for example, I've done this much so far of it. So we're going to go from here onwards. The rest of it is in that video. So hopefully you've seen that. If not, go and look for it. And this is the one that we were making in the video. It makes a dragonfly bandana with, 6 dragonflies on it. And we only got up to the first 3 in the video. So we're going to be covering how to keep the pattern going, how to read the pattern yourself, and how to make any little changes that you want. Because I actually, in doing this, I found another little tweak you can do to make it even better. So for this video, I will be using this yarn. Okay, this is a cotton blend. It is slightly thicker than the cotton that we used last time. And I'm also using a 4.5 hook. All right, so I'm going to go across to the hands camera and we will get started. Making all the noises. Oops. Might have to figure out something better for this. All right, I think we're all organized. So these are the ones. This is the first one I made. And that is made with 100% cotton hooked underneath there. And as you can see, this is quite a bit bigger in the yarn, but it is the same pattern. All right. What I have found different is I have found a way to do this so it doesn't bend this and look a bit bleh. And this is the pattern we are using. Same pattern as last time. It is from this, this page, but it's called dragonfly pattern. So you got to put a D in after the word dragon to get it. And it's actually a shawl pattern. So this can be repeated continuously. So I'll just put that up there. We will get our one across that we were working on. So this one here is where the other video finished with the 2 dragonflies started. This one finished and you were carrying on repeating. Now, a lot of people had trouble to see where the increases were. They were putting too many stitches in. Your increases are actually this self lace edge that you're doing. Every time we do it, we have the chain 3, the 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 more double crochets. They are in the chain 2 from the previous row. And then you chain 2 and then put 2 in the chain 2 on the previous row. So each row, you do it on both sides. Each row, this is your increase. You're not adding anything to here. You're adding it on the ends. Right? And so the next thing I wanted to show you before we start actually crocheting. So we are up to this row in the pattern. This row is where you start the next repeats, all right? The last one, which is the head of the dragonfly, and between that is the tail of the next lot of dragonflies. You can see it on this one down here. The head of the dragonfly, the tails of the next dragonfly. You've got the same amount of stitches between them all the way across. If we look on the pattern, I get my little thing. I'm going to put this above so you can see better. These are your gaps here, 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 and here. And then between each one, is 6 stitches. 6, 6 and 6. There is 5 on the wings because we're missing that one in the middle where the chain is. If you're not familiar with diagram crochet, I'll see if I can get someone to chuck me a pen. Have you got a pen there somewhere? Thank you. If you don't know what this means, I'll just move that up so I can write better. A circle like this, that is a chain. Okay, if you see a circle, you do a chain. If you see a line like that, that is a DC in US terms, a double crochet. In UK terms, that is a treble. What else is on here? This one here, where it's like that, that is a half double crochet because it doesn't have the hat on. So basically, there's a line for each time you pull through. So half double crochet, there's only one line. What else is there? If stitch is like that where the bottom is making a V, it means it's in the same place. You see that on here, and they are going above the chain on the row below. This is our chain to get up, and there's an opposite one on the other side. So these alternate. They're not on every side. What else do we need? I think that's about all. It's a good pattern because there's only a couple of different symbols in the crochet. So what we'll do now is we will get our hook. So like I said, this is a 4.5. Pen keeps want to roll off the table. And we are working from here. So this is our work so far. Every row has the lace edge, every single row. So you can do that without even checking the chart. You want to do that every time. What else? If I think of anything else, I will say it. Now, make sure my yarn is on the other side. Now, this ball of yarn is 100 grams. I've already made the first bandana with it, and I should have leftovers from this bandana. So, I've done the chain up, the 2, the 2, the 2, as in 2 DCs, 2 chains, 2 DCs. This is my expansion here, and this is going into the gap on the row below. So we are up to here. All right, we have done that bit there. So next, above the first stitch on the previous row, you need a chain, single chain, and then we're going to do 3 and 6, which should get us to where the wing is. So we'll just do that. A double crochet in each stitch. Now I do put my thumb over the stitch when I start pulling through. It stops it getting too loose. Raise it up a bit. Yep. I'll just go that. You can see that in case it was. All right, I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, is that better? Yeah, hopefully. So we've just make sure you can see that. And we'll keep going on doing the 6. And let's just do them and see if we get to 6. As I was saying, I put my thumb over it when I start pulling through so that I don't pull through too much. And get to the last one, and we'll see if it was 6. Let's have a look. 1, 2, it's 7. Is it 7? 1, 2, 3. No, it's 6. I have made a mistake. What have I done? I know what I've done. Can you see what I've done? I did a chain, but I put the first one into the chains hole. See, it was 6. It was my mistake. So we'll go back. This is what's good about doing filo crochet graphs, because the stitches are 1 for 1, as in the one below matches the one above. So if you've got a chain, don't put a double crochet in where the chain is above. Oh, missed that one. Try that again. I actually timed myself making the one above, and it took nearly 4 hours. This is why I didn't do a video of making it from start to finish, because nobody watches 4-hour videos when you're just doing the same thing. So that's 6. We've managed to remember to put our chain there. So this chain becomes this dragonfly here. This is the bottom of its butt. Okay, so above the wings, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going over the chain of the wing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these are just normal double crochets. So that's our 5 on the wing. And you look here, there's another chain which makes the head of the dragonfly. So chain, and that one is skipping the half double crochet that's right there. So the 1 for 1, the chain is above that one. So we're not putting 1 in that. We need another 5 because our dragonfly wings are, what's the word? Symmetrical. And we keep going. So we do this for every dragonfly. The dragonfly stitches themselves keep moving in the wrong place. I am sorry. So the dragonflies themselves are all the same. Every time we do them, they are the same. So now we need to do 6 to get us to where we're going to place the next dragonfly. If you look, so we've done that. So there is 6. This one's a little bit faded, but it is there. 6 double crochets to get you to the middle dragonfly of the next row. So we'll go 1. I think I'm going to have to get my helper to tell me things, not hand signals. Pointing in that doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going through, I just thought of something. Every one of these is going through both loops, okay? So you're going through both. You're not going in the back loop or the front loop. How many have we got? We got 6 there, right? So we've got to here. We have another chain there directly above the next one. Skip that one. And then we do another one, another 6. That should get us to the next wing. So we'll do this. I'm trying not to go too fast. I know the camera has a little bit of trouble focusing if I go too fast. And that one. Right, so that's 6. Yes, it is. See? 3, 6. And we're at the next lot of wings. On the wings, we know it's 5 because it was 5 here. It'll be 5 here. You can just see them. They're a little bit faded, but they are there. So we go. Then these are going around the chains from the previous row. Three, 4, and 5. And if you remember from the last one, we have a chain above the half double crochet here. So just chain and then do the second 5. 1. Try not to make these too tight. Try and be consistent with your tension because they do need to curve the top of the wing out to make it look like a dragonfly. That's 4 and 5. Yes, so there we go. We've got the tops of those dragonflies done and we've put in the positioning for the next one. So now we want to do 6 here. Remember our number is 6 that we've got to put everywhere but the wings. 2, 3, 4. Now this should leave us on the one just before the last one. 5 and 6. Double check. 3 and 6. Yes, that is correct. Like that. That covers that very last one that we haven't put anything in. Now we have to put 2 stitches here to do our expansion to keep the piece growing out sideways. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do our lace corner edge piece. So that is chaining 2, and then into the chain 2 from the row below we do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, and then another 2 double crochets. Okay, and then every time we're at this end we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then turn the whole lot over. So we just did that row, which is this row here. We have now done this part. If you look here, there it is. So we got to the end. The 2 here is the 2 there, 2 chain, 2 chain, and then the lace corner, and then the 3 chain to come up. So if we move this up 1, I should point this out so you can see, we're going to do the lace corner, the chain 2, then we're going to have the 2 on the chain and the 2 on the row below, but we're going to do a chain 1 matching where that one is, but not where the one above the dragonfly is. This one, yes. That one, no. So we're actually going to have 13. No, it will be a lot more than that. It'll be 6. That'll be 12. Then another 5. That's 12. Is it 17? 12 and 5 is 17. I think it is 17. And then another 6 on 17, which would be 31, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. This is on the seat of my pants. So I'm guessing it's about 31 here, but we are to count it as you go. You want to go from this gap to this gap and put 1 in that chain there. So let's do that. Now I'm going to go like that so my chain's going the right way, and it's just tangled itself up again. Yes, now it's right. So do your lace edging first. 1, 2, 1 and 2, all into the chain 2 from the row below. 2. Right, so that's our lace edging done. Now we do our expansion 2, and then we want to put 2 in this and 1 each in that. This is double crochets. Excuse me. Right, that's got us to the chain from the row below. So we do 1 chain, that matches up with that chain, which matches up with that, and then we want to do double crochets all the way along to here, and then we want to put 1 around that one all the way to here. This is where we're going to do our next difference. So I'm going to do that, and I will actually count them to see whether it is 31. 1, 2, 3. These are just double crochets, nothing special. Well, it is special, but you know, nothing different. Am I in the right place now? Yay! Double check. 3, that's 7. You notice when you crochet you can guess what a number is by looking at the stitches. If you do them enough you can. Alright, we're just about at the single crochet, the chain that is above the dragonfly head. So that's here. So now we go around that chain to do that stitch. So that's filled in. And then we keep going to get ourselves to the next chain. I stopped counting, didn't I? I'll have to count them when I get there. And like this. you know, my theory about the difference in terminology is that in English it's called a treble because you pick up 3 loops, and in American it's called a double because you do 2 things with it. What do you reckon? Is that a good theory? I think it is. Alright, so we got to there. We'll see how many we have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23. I was way out. I said 31. I can't count. Anyway, we're in the middle. So we chain 1. Good thing you didn't count on me to be right. We are doing 1 for 1. So even if my number's wrong, as long as you're matching your stitches, you should be good. So this one here, we're just getting to the top of the wing here because we need to put 1 in on the top of the head. Am I? Am I in the right place now? A bit more? A bit more? Right, okay, wow, right up there. I think I need to bring it closer to me. Which way? Which way? I can't tell. Right. I need to draw like a square on below me so I can stay in place. As long as the paper's not annoying, making noises with me brushing across it. Actually, I might bring it up a little bit. Take that out of there. Bring that up a little bit so it can be seen. We are doing that one there. Alright, we've got to the top of the last dragonfly's head. I lay it out so you can see it. So our last thing we did was right at the end. We've gone to the middle and then we're above this one here. And this one here, we just put 1 double crochet above the head like we did to begin with. And then we want to get, where is it? We want to get there. And it's on that side. All right, we'll get to there. So these are the ones above the wing. Just 1 for 1, 1 double crochet into every 1 double crochet. Ooh. Make sure you get through all the loops. Now, I might just slow down a bit here, double check the pattern. So at the end we will have the chain we're going to make, chain, and then 2. All right, so we need these 4 and then that will be a gap above this one. All right, just got to check where things are before we go too far. Right there, chain 1, and then we should have 4. So 1 for 1 are the ones we can see directly below, and then 2 into the 2 chain from the last row. 1 and 2. That gives us the 4 at the end, and that gives us the second block of the dragonfly. Chain 2, and we do the edging the same as we've done every other row. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3 to get us up to the next row and turn the whole thing over. So let's just put that down. Bring this down into the view and move this up. So now on this next row, we are just doing the chain above the chain from before. There's nothing on these. So it's all the way along. So you'll have, what is it, 6 here. I think that was 23. Can't remember. the big number that was here, the big number that's there, and then another 6 on the end. But first, we have to do our, there we go, we got it right. We've got to do our edging and do that every row. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1 and 2. And then we always do 1, 2. Oop. That's our increase, and then we hang off 2 on last row's increase. 1 and 2. This little bit here that we do every row, that you got to keep doing that. All right, so now we've done that. So now we have the 4 from the previous row. 1, 2, 3, 4 will get us to the gap of the next part of the dragonfly. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we want a chain above it, so chain, and then keep on through to Thursday, all the way to here. I'm not going to count them. I'm just going to go until I get to the gap. Too much counting. So it seemed like a lot of people actually made the bandana after we did the video, which is great. I saw all your comments. Thank you for writing the comments. If you like what's in this video, including the lives, just like it so it comes up on the searches for other people and lets YouTube know that we're worth promoting. It really helps, and it doesn't cost anything. Really helps. If you have an idea, if you want me to do more bandanas, I did find some more patterns. I found a lovely one with all love hearts all over it. I'm sure I know someone that would love that, especially if I make it in pink. So yeah, if you like bandanas, write it in the comments and I might find some more bandana patterns. I do have a couple. And a nice one with leaves on it. That'd be good for a Renaissance fair. I do like how the colours are going on this yarn too. It's like tie-dyed almost. This is actually from my stash. It's left over from a jumper I knitted years ago. Years and years and years ago. I think I still have the jumper. I can hear the rushing sound of the paper. Is that really loud in the microphone? Oh, that's good. Alright, we just did the chain one. So the dragonflies each have 4 segments under the body. You only do the chain, the single chain 3 times, but it gives you 4 segments. Okay, so this one is the last one that is a single. Next one we're going to do the difference, the one that is different. Oop. Keeping on going, chugging along. I'm surprised the cat hasn't woken up. If you also have something that you'd like me to have a go at, crochet-wise, no creative ideas here, just let me know in the comments and we can have a look at it. I have had requests for socks, but I'm not sure whether I want to do crochet socks or knitted socks. Knitted socks are more usable, but crochet socks are faster. So if you have a choice, which would you prefer? There's lots of knitting patterns for knitted ones, not as many for crochet. All right, we're nearly at the next one. Couple more. Yes, I know my thumb's over it. There it is right there. Chain 1 and the last couple. 2. Oh, that didn't go through. Now try. 3 and 4. And then you want to do the 2 on the chain 2 from the row below. And then the 2 for this row, and then the edging. 2, 2, 2 and 2. 1, 2. And that one. What I mean by 2, 2, 2 and 2? 2, 2, 2, 2 and 2. 1, 2 and 3, and then turn the whole thing over. Right, that's that row done. Flatten it all out so we can see. Move the bar up. Now I'm going to go a little bit higher in this so that you can see these little bits here. These are 3 single chains. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you're doing them in exactly the same place as all the chain ones below them. This is the bottom part of the body, but we first got to start with our lace edging. Oh, that's what I was going to say. My other idea here is when we do for the strap, we're not attaching it right to the edge like we have with the others. We're attaching it only to the chain 2, and it seems to make the string tighter. I will show you that. Okay, we're back. So, lace edging first. 1 and 2. 1, 2. 1 and 2. And put the 2 into your increase place. Now, we don't need to do anything until we get to here, so we'll just do every stitch has a double crochet in it. And there. So, show you that. So that's all done. So what is it? 2, 4, it's 8 stitches there. There was 6 stitches below, then 4, then 2. So it's going up by 2 every time, which is the 2 that you're putting into the chain 2. So for this little one, we just go 1, 2, and 3. And then that 3 takes that place of the chain ones below it. And then we go back to doing double crochets. And then we're going to do these double crochets all the way to the middle, which is here, and repeat again what we just did. I think it will be 23 stitches. Like I said, this bit's the boring bit. This is why I didn't put it in the other video, but we're doing it now. How to do a double crochet. Lots. I also hold the work between my little finger and my second finger on this hand, the hook hand. It just keeps it steady for tension. You move it up as you move your hand up. So just a little thing that I do that might help someone else. Nearly there. Another one. And the last one for this bit. Chain 3, 2 and 3. That goes over there, and now we keep going with these. This is the center one. See the holes? You can't really see the holes. Move that up there. You can see the holes now. They're the body holes. They're the finished dragonflies. Keep going. We didn't count those, did we? What have we got? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 23. It is 23. Thought it was 23. So this one should be the same count as well, because this is a symmetrical pattern. And like I said, this is originally for a shawl. So once you get your repeats working, you could actually make a whole dragonfly shawl, which would be pretty cool. Especially if you did it in like a thicker yarn. It'd be really nice. Nearly there. Whoop. And oh, we're nearly there. I can see the hole. Two more to go. 1 and 2. And then we do the chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we do their end of the row. So every row on this, every row is different, but each stitch pattern for the dragonflies is the same amount of stitches, if that makes sense. You take the same amount of rows to make the dragonfly pattern, but the amount of stitches in the row goes up because of your increases on the sides. All right, 1 and 2, and then do the edging. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. Be smart this time and go that way. And then the yarn is already in the right spot. So that's the row we just did. You can see the chain 3s. They're making it bow up a little bit. That's right. We will fix that when we get to it. So the next one we got to do, bring this back, is we're doing this row here. That's probably too high. Bring it down a bit more. Right, so this row here is the same row that's here and the same row that's here. So we need to do, was it 5? But the last one is a double crochet decrease. And then we got a skip. And then we've got decreases either side of this block of stitches here and either side of this block of stitches here. It is the same amount that is here. Okay? That's the same, that's the same, that's the same. So you can, if you lose your paper pattern, refer back to your work because this number is the same. This number is the same. That's how you can read your work to know where your increases are. So even if I'm not looking up there, I know down here, this is where we are right now. We are doing this one here. So we have 2, 4, and then a decrease. So the 5th and 6th are your decrease. That's what I'm saying. If you can read your work, you don't, if you want to keep going, you don't always need the pattern. 1, 2, especially for those people who are visual learners. Look at what's in front of you. Look at your vision. 1, 2, and I can't give you a written out pattern because there is no written out pattern. Okay. 1, 2. So we had 5. Yeah, 5 and 6 were the decreases. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's look. We have the 2, and then we have 3. All right, this one here. This one here is the one we've got to do it on. So this one here becomes your decrease, like that. 2, 5, 2. No, we've done one extra. We have to go back. All right, we got 4. 2 and 4. Yes, right. Now we're right. 1 and 2. Okay, so this is matching up with this over here. Then same thing. And now we want to chain 11 because that's what we counted down here. It is the same amount. Chain 11, and then we want to count 1, 2, 3, 4 past the chain 3 to do our next one. So chain 11 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now put your finger on the back of that before you lose it. And it was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one. Already had a loop on because we are doing a double crochet. And then also the next one. Like so. And that is that bit done there, evenly spaced. And now let's count out how many we've got to do. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I've got to do 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, let's look at that before we go too much further. Skip the decrease. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. It is 11. Get rid of that. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, we have got it correct. So now we do a double crochet decrease. So we do the first pull through and the second pull through and pull through the lot. Yes, that is what I did down there. Yep. Chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it was 4. It was 5 past our chain 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it goes in the 5th one. And we didn't have a loop on the hook. Try that again. One and the next one. Right, and then pull through the lot to do a double crochet decrease. So that's our second one. Yep, double check. Yep. So now we have to go, it will be the same amount. That was 11. So let's do 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. All right, have another look, make sure we're on track. Yes, I think so. And then the next one is our decrease. 1, 2, chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then it was the 5th one past the chain 3, so that is here. And we do this as a double crochet decrease over these 2 stitches and pull that through. And then we should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we do. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once again, you do your same increase and lace edge. We call it a lace edge because it's on the edge and it's got holes in it. And there we go. Like that. Chain 3. Put your finger there. Be smart, pull it this way so the yarn stays on the right side. So move that up again so the black comes behind so you can see. Each one has 4 holes underneath and the big hole for the bottom wings. 4 holes underneath and then same at this end. Move that out the way. So now let's bring this down, and look what we're doing next. Alright, so this one is where we're putting the second set of wings. Bring it right down. Second set of wings, we're doing the top chains and we're also doing the half double crochets. So first things first, put the lace edging on. One, 2. 1, 2. Now we need to, we're filling in until we get to above the decrease from the last row. So it's the first leg of the decrease. So we're going to do the 2 on the chain on the row below and then it looks like 5 stitches. Okay. 1, 2, so that's those ones. And then keep going until you're above that stitch. And this one. 2 and then 5. Right. So if we look down here, we did count. We have 6 chains till we get to the doing what we're doing in the middle. So this is 6 chains here, and then we're doing a half double crochet in the middle, and we're going to hook it over the top and around the 3 chain and the 11 chain. So I'll chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Half double crochet, so we need a loop on the hook. Hold this out straight. And we're going to go like that, catching both of those and then pulling through everything like so. Oh, including that split bit. And then we do another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going into the second leg of the decrease. So that's this one here. You're lining up with that hole there. So that is most of the dragonfly done. So we're going to keep going. We're going to double crochet until we get above this one here, and then we're going to do the same again. I'm not going to count them this time. You can count them if you want. I have to move it. I can't stand the swishing of the paper under my work. It's annoying. Nope. Alright, nearly there. Here we go. So we're above that one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put a loop on the hook, put your finger behind so it doesn't stretch out. Stretch out this, and you're going to go under the chain 3 and pick up so it's catching both, and then pull that through everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then into the top, not here, we're here, we're in line with that one. I know it's a decrease, but we're lining up with that dot, that stitch, that placement. I'm going to keep going until we reach this one here. We're nearly finished. There's only one more row after this, and then we're doing the ties, so that's pretty cool. And there's a couple of different ways you can do the ties. I'm actually going to show you on this one the new way I figured out, but I will also show you on the other bandanas I did different ways to do it, because I think I did about 3 different ways, and I actually like this one the best now. So that's cool. You can do whichever one you prefer. And this one. So we're now in the right spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Loop on the hook. Put your finger behind so it doesn't stretch out. And then go under there and pull it up through everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we go to the edge like we started at the beginning. I think it was 5 and then the chain 2. I could be wrong on that. We'll have to check. 3, 4, and 5. I was right. Then you do the 2 around the chain 2. And then do chain 2 for this row and your lace edge. 1 and 2, chain 2, and up again. So you're really going to know how to do double crochets by the time you finish this. 1, 2, and 3, and pull it this way so we can see what we're doing. Alright, lay that out. So we now have all our dragonflies visible. We only have to do 2 rows. We need to do the row that fills in the top of the wings, and then 1 row all the way across. And yeah, this here is a repeat of what we did here where we started. Okay, but we're not adding in the middle dots because we're not doing any more after this. So we're just doing the spaces above the dragonflies, just there. So there'll be 3 of them. So we just need to go the 2 and then all the way across to the wing, and then we put 5 on the wing and then a chain 1 above the half double crochets. So let's get cracking. Double crochets, make sure that's a bit tighter. One, 2. Oh, missed it. Try again. 1 and 2. Oh. 1, 2. 2 into the chain from below. then 1 all the way across to there, 1 in each stitch. Okay. What if you put cat ears on a bandana? I wonder if that would work. You could attach them to the front bit. So we're now doing the 5 that go on the top of the wing. 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2. We could do paw prints. We could do paw prints on the bandana and put cat ears on the top. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll try and do that. Reckon that'll work?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cat ears? Or should we do puppy dog ears? Probably cat ears would be better. Cats are cool. Because you got that paw print filler crochet, so you could do the bandana in that. Let me know in the comments if you want me to figure that out. I haven't even got a pattern for it, but we'll figure it out. Okay. I reckon that was the 21. I reckon, oh, the 23? Was it 23 or 21? I can't remember. I think it was 21. Was it 23? I don't know. Alright, so we've done that. So that dragonfly is now complete. He's got all his bits. And now we do it for this one. So it's the 5 around the chain 6 from the previous row. Is that 5? No, it's 4. Try one more. Make sure you remember the chain 1 that goes above here. Did we remember that? Yes, we did. And then do the 5 double crochets on the other side. Welcome to the other side. I think we're going to come close on running out of yarn too. It's getting awful thin over there. Luckily there's only one more row. Okay. One in every one. Bring it out from underneath. Oop. And that one. So now we do the last dragonfly. 5, chain 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just so you know, I keep my thumb on this thumb rest here, which keeps my hook facing down. I've noticed some people have it on the side, like they're scooping up their stitches. Whatever works for you, but this actual hook, which is a Etimo hook from Tulip, actually has a thumb rest to keep your thumb and the hook in the right place. Just so you know, that's what they do. I have noticed some crochet hooks actually have in here this imprinted, and then it gives you a blister on your finger, but you know, obviously you're not meant to do it as much as I do it. Okay, we are nearly at the end of this row. 1 for 1 until we get to the chain 2, and then we put 2 in that, do our increase and the lace edge. Okay. 1 and 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right, 1, 2, and 3. So that's all done now. All the butterflies have their hats on. Not butterflies, dragonflies. Go, get it right. So if we look on our pattern, our last row to do is just a solid row. We're putting a stitch on each of the single crochet, single chain, sorry, a stitch on each of those, and the self edges are the same. So we will go and do that. And it's going to be really boring to watch. So let's all do it together. Oh, honestly, maybe some people like watching crochet. I mean, I watch my own crochet, but I don't know how to watch someone else's. Maybe it's relaxing. Hello to anyone that's just watching and not commenting. That's fine too. Even though we aren't adding any more stitches, we are still going to do the increase here because that completes the laced edge. And so we go along here. Do you reckon we'll count up at the end and see how many? I don't know whether that's a good idea or not. No, let's just do what's here. We don't need to count everything. Going to be awful close. So I think this 100-gram ball only does 2 bandanas, if we're lucky. Luckily, I do think there is a scrap ball of this in the stash. If I run out, I'm not going to be able to put it on this live because I'll have to go and find it in the stash. I'll do as much as I can. Alright, so we're above the first dragonfly. Make sure you get that one as well as the chain. Don't lose any stitches here. And I have to deal with this. Stop tangling. We throw it over the edge of the table. The weight of it will pull itself out. At least that's the plan. Okay. Back again. Did you know that if you haven't got an actual knot, but your yarn keeps coming towards you because you're toward the end of the ball, if you throw it over the edge of the table, gravity unravels it for you. As long as your floor's clean and you haven't got animals there that'll take it and run off with it. Uh-oh, it's caught on something. It's caught on something. I can't see what it's caught on. Oh no, that was not a good idea. Caught on something. Thank you. So much for my bright idea of throwing it over the edge of the table. Something there I didn't know was there. Oop. So nearly up to the middle dragonfly now. bit of a knot. Come on. There you go. Got it. Gotta love silky yarn. Yeah. So we just did the middle one. I'll just show you that bit. So now the tops of the dragonflies are completed, and we're just getting to the end bit. And if you've made one of these dragonfly bandanas, please feel free to put a photo of your bandana in the comments section. No, not in the comments, in the community post. You can do that now. YouTube is allowing commenters to put pictures and comments in the community posts. So yes, if you make anything from these tutorials, I'd love to see them. Love to see what you make. You're very welcome to do so. Alright, on top of the last dragonfly. Right, make sure you get that one in there, and then the one in the gap, and then the next one. Oh, we're nearly done. We are nearly finished. All the way to the end. One and two in the chain two gap. 1 and 2. Chain 2. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Now we've got to show you a couple of things. So we just put that down. That's all done. So when I've made this bandana, we don't need the pattern anymore because we're deviating from the pattern now. The first one I did, I chained from the end and then came back. So I chained out the 50, then came back, and then I single crocheted all the way along the top, all the way along, and then I did foundation single crochet because that's as wide as a stitch. So the other side was chained and then single crochet back. This is foundation single crochet. And then I came back again with a single crochet across the top. So that was the first way I did it. And then this is the one we did in the video. So let's look at the end. This one is done the same way. So if you look underneath, you can see that it was a chain because there's one loop left. So chained out, single crocheted back, single crocheted all the way along the top, then foundation single crocheted all the way along, and then single crocheted back along the top. So that's what I did for those two. But for this one, I did it differently. I slip stitched back these 2 stitches here and then went from the chain 2 and I chained out the 50 and then slip stitched back, so it makes it more of a rounded rope type strap, tie, whatever you want to call it. And then when I got back to here, we flipped it around and I single crocheted all the way along the top, and I put one in each of the chain twos here. Single crochet until I got to here, and then I chained out, and then I slip stitched underneath back to here. And what it done, it's left these little bumps here, and it's kept the tie straight to the bandana, which I think looks better than the first two ways I did it. So I will start that. It's whether I have enough yarn to finish it will decide how much I get done. So the first thing you want to do this way is to chain one so that you don't lose that point. Turn your work over and then slip stitch back. So that's, oh, don't split the yarn, 1 and 2, and then into the chain 2. All right, let's just twist this around, and then we're going to chain out 50. I do not think I have enough for 50, but I will try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. We're getting close. 47, 48, 49, 50. So that's the 50. We did get to 50, but that is literally all I have left. So the way you come back is to turn your work over. So that's all the V's from the chaining. Turn your work, and then you can see these little bumps. And we're going to slip stitch into those bumps. So you just use your fingernail and pull it through and pull it through. Do the next one. Pick it up, pull it through. And you just do that all the way back. And this is slow. It's not a fast thing to do, but it is easier to do than foundation single crochet if you're not familiar with it. And I think it looks cool, and it's easier to tie up when you're using the bandana too. So I will be inching along here. And I don't know. Really don't know that I'm going to have enough to do the other side. It's getting awful close. What I might do is I might stop the live in a minute, because I'm going to have to find the yarn to finish it, and I don't want to leave it running while I find the yarn. So you just keep working back, and when you get to this one here, you turn your work and you use the V's on the top of the stitches, and you're going to do single crochets along here all the way along until you get to the chain 2 here. Don't go all the way to the end, go to the chain 2 and then chain out 50 and then turn it and come on the back bumps back to here, join it up, hide your ends, Bob's your uncle, Mary's your aunt, you got a big family, and the bandana's finished. So that is how we do the second half of the dragonfly bandana, and I hope that was really detailed enough for you to be able to do it more, and you could even make yourself a shawl and keep going. So I will see you on the next one.